Well, hello, glorious people of the interwebs, and welcome back to Ancestors The Humankind Odyssey. Today I'm going to be going over all the crafting recipes that you're going to need to know to start your journey and eventually evolve into a human. Now, all of these crafting recipes can be done pretty much at the starting camp or within the confines or the area that your starting camp is in. Now, we're going to get into the basics real quick, and then we'll get into more and more as we go. But all of these are really going to help you on your journey. Now, one of the things that you're going to need to know is that things can be stacked. And you're going to use things like these plants here. If you place them down, you can actually stack multiple of these to make a bed. Now, you're going to need the bed for various different things, and a bed is very important in the game. It's going to be one of the things that you want to craft first, and you're going to need 4 of these leaves to craft your first bed. Now, once we have 4 of these placed down, we can build something with it. So we can start our construction here, and you're just going to press A few times, and eventually you're going to make a bed. Now, beds can be used to evolve and gain traits and stuff like this here. So we've got a neuron here, but unfortunately, we have no neural energy. And you can get neural energy by having babies and stuff on your back, but that's how you're going to access your evolution and sleep through the night, which is imperative to have enough sleep so you can survive. Now, one of the most important things that you're going to need is a weapon to protect yourself in this game. There are tons of different things that can do damage to you, and you're going to acquire weapons and things to protect yourself by grabbing branches. Now, you can start off with this branch here, and you're going to want to be able to switch hands. This is something you're going to learn very quickly in the game, and once you're able to, you're going to be able to alter things. Now, to alter, you're going to hold the left bumper, or the left trigger, the top trigger, and then you're going to hold the right bumper, and when you hear a little ka-chink, that's when you're going to want to release the button to craft the thing. So that's something let's go ahead and place this. Now, you can also stack these. Let's go ahead and switch hands back to our other hand, and then we can stack it. Now, just to show that again, the thing you're going to want to look for when you're altering things, there's this little ka-chink, and just listen for it. And that's when you need... This is going to be very important for everything in the game. You're going to need to really listen to what you're doing, and then once you hear that noise cue, that's always when you're going to release. And there we go. We made another one. Now, this stick can be sharpened into basically a more advanced weapon. Now, the stick right now is a blunt weapon, and it can be used multiple times. The same thing goes for rocks. When you pick up a rock in your hand, you can use that as a blunt weapon as well. I think, actually, I have a grinder. To make a grinder, you smash 2 rocks together, similarly to how we just created the stick. All right, well, I don't see a normal rock around me, but you can use obsidian, and obsidian is going to come from this wall here, and it's obviously going to be much darker than your average rock. We can use obsidian or a rock or even basalt to be able to sharpen this stick. So we're going to make sure we have that. We're going to alter it. And you're going to smash this about 8 or more times. And just wait for that ka-chink or release, and your stick will slowly sharpen. And there we go. We have got our new sharpened stick. Now, these can also be stacked up. And I do recommend arming your ape family with these sticks as well, these sharpened sticks. That way, if you're traveling together, they can use them as weapons too. The next thing we're going to make is an Obsidian Carver. The Obsidian Carver is a little bit easier to make, but it's not as good as some of the other carving tools, which you can use to obviously sharpen objects faster. Now, for this, you're going to need obsidian, which we have in our one hand, and you're going to want to hit the obsidian with another rock. So you need to make sure you have the obsidian in your left hand and the other object that you're going to hit it with in your right hand, because you're going to alter with it. Now, we're going to do the same thing we did with the sticks, and just lightly tap these things together. The timing for this does have to be really good. As you saw, I held it for a little too long, and I ended up breaking the obsidian. So you do need to time it pretty perfect to make this particular tool. And there we go. We've got our new rock. And whenever you craft something new, you are going to want to switch the hand and examine it. That way you can learn about it and ingrain that neural pathway. Now, this particular tool will help us sharpen things a lot faster, but we got the Obsidian Scrapper. Now, the next thing we're going to want to do is if you want something that's even better for this, you're going to want basalt. Now, you can get basalt by climbing this vine just on the other side of your camp here. And just on top of here, we're going to be able to find some basalt. Now, basalt's going to be this gray stone color, and we're going to need 2 of these to make our next tool. So you're going to switch hands, grab it. There we go. We're going to do the same thing we did with the obsidian. Now, if you hit it too hard, it's going to break, so it is pretty sensitive. Let's switch hands here. And there we go. We've got our perfect new sharpening tool. Once again, you're going to want to make sure to inspect everything. Basalt chopper. Now, this is going to be the best thing we can use for sharpening our sticks. It's going to make it significantly easier and faster to do. Now that we have our basalt chopper here, we can alter with it and quickly sharpen our sticks. It takes 3 hits rather than like 12 now. One other thing to keep in mind that while you're learning all of these recipes and doing all of the stuff, you're going to want to have other family with you or be carrying babies. Now, if you're wondering how to make babies in this game, you need to take a male and a female, and you need to groom each other to level up your bonding. This is going to be the same process as crafting. When you hear the ka-chinks, that's when you can release. You're going to increase your bonding, and then you have your couple formed. Now, you're going to want to be the female for this to happen. If you don't know how to switch to different characters, you analyze them, and then you can switch. But we are the female already. You're going to go to the bed that we showed how to craft earlier. You're going to lay down, and you're going to call your mate to the bed, and then you're going to mate. Now, babies are extremely important, and a female can have 2 babies. If you run out of fertile females and you have no babies, the game is pretty much over. So it's extremely important to make sure you have babies and fertile females. Now, red berries here can actually be used to heal broken bones. So if you fall out of a tree or get injured, you're going to eat the red berries. But if you eat too many of them in a row, you can get poisoned. And if you ever encounter poisoning or sickness, which you can get from various different things, we have a cure for that, and I'll showcase that here in a minute. Now, the other thing you're going to want to eat is this stuff here. I'm not going to grab it right now because I don't want everybody to eat it all, but this can be used not only for food and to cure injuries. You can also break that down to something else, which we'll showcase in a second. But poisoning is very, very important that you know how to cure it, and you're going to cure it by eating coconuts. You can find a coconut tree. It looks exactly like this, what's in front of it, and every tree that looks like this is going to have coconuts in it. So what you need to do is you just need to climb up said coconut tree and grab one. Once you've acquired one of the coconuts, you're going to need to crack it open. You can peel it open by hand and then crack it open with a rock, but I like to just crack it open with a rock. So let's find something here to smash it with, and we should be good to go. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you don't hit it too hard. Always hit it right after that ka-chink, and we'll be able to crack it open, and drinking the milk from this will cure your poisoning or your upset stomach. And it also is a great food source. Once you crack it open, switch hands, and then drink that bad boy up. Make sure you analyze it first. Now, if you're having an issue with bleeding, you're going to want to use these. Now, you're going to want to grab this, and you're not going to want to actually eat it. What you're going to do is you're going to switch hands once again, and you're going to alter it. Oh, we waited too long. There we go. Grab this bad boy. Switch hands. There we go. Now, once we have this, you can rub that on your body to reduce it, or you can mill it down even further by using a grinding stone. Now, a grinding stone you make by smashing 2 regular stones together, and you'll make a grinding stone like this one right here. And then once you have this, we can make this into a paste, which is going to be the best way to reduce your bleeding. Now, you can use this on your own if you want to reduce... Whoops. Let's drop that there. We just... Oh, yeah. Switch hands. There we go. And now we can apply it to ourselves, which will help us have a resistance to bleeding or cure us from bleeding if we already are. Pretty great. And there we go. You can see the fortification down at the bottom. Now, there's another item that's going to be very useful around your initial home, and you're going to need to go up this particular rock. Oh, I almost did it again. I almost jumped off. Up above here is going to be another plant with some red leaves on it. These red leaves can be used to cure bleeding and broken bones, and you've also got honey up here, which I haven't actually acquired yet. You're going to beat that down with a rock or a stick, but there is honey up here. But this particular leaf here is going to be very useful. You can eat it if you so desire. I don't recommend it. You can also mill this up, as we did with the stuff down near the river. There we go. Now that we've got this new item, we just need to switch and inspect it, and it'll tell you exactly what it does. Give it a good old snifferoo there. And we've got a new food. So, grinded cot. Let's eat this bad boy here. And now we've got fortification against cold and broken bones, which is very, very good. Now, also over here, if you inspect the site and you have a sharpened stick, you can actually fish for crayfish over in this corner right here. But that is pretty much all of the basics and crafting things that you'll need to start your journey in Ancestors The Humankind Odyssey. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and as you evolve, you'll unlock new crafting recipes, and I will provide more tutorials as I progress through the game, so keep an eye out for more information if you so desire. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.